Hello everybody, welcome to Ryogoku. This is famous for sumo wrestling as well as being right now a budget area. It might even be considered the center in many ways. Let's walk around and get an idea of accessible. Let's look at the lines really quickly. This will give you a really good overview just looking at the train lines here. But yeah, it's on in about 15-20 minutes through Asukusa. And recently it's become how you doing? I think it's because a lot of the places are booked up in the center and people end up having to come all the way out here. It's fairly close enough. Hold on a second. A couple of stations, I'm trying to get it balanced here. Yeah, a little off center. From the Yamano. And that is not just because of the cheaper hotel. I'm gonna move over here in the shadows. I'm gonna pan over here. You can see underneath the rail lines, there are a ton of restaurants. Some of them are local chains, some of them are national chains, and some of them are just local businesses in the Ryogoku area only. One thing that cannot be argued with, it's cheaper than in the center. It's cheaper than Shibuya, Shinjuku, and that might not be a bad thing. And I'm not just talking about the money either. I think that there's so much more authenticity to Ryogoku than other places. Now, this is exactly where we are. You can see it's still Tokyo, it's very close. Let's zoom in here. It's famous for the sumo wrestling, a lot of stables here, but they also have the stadium where they hold it. That's that square looking building on the right of your screen right now. That's the Sumida River, which is the center of the city there. You have a bunch of other traditional museums, including the Sword Museum, which is pretty cool. And the Edo Museum, which is closed for renovations for, I guess it's gonna be opening up later this year, next year, I'm not quite sure. But you can see its close proximity to the Tokyo Skytree and Asukusa make it a pretty nice place. You could also walk to Akihabara from here. So, you know, if you're gonna stay anywhere in Tokyo, you can't find the perfect place, this would always be my backup if I were you. And this is also a place that Kanai and I considered to live, because it is also a very livable neighborhood, I believe, because it's close to the center, because it's a little bit affordable, because there's lots of restaurant ideas, cafes, and there is a really cool vibe. Kiyosumi Shirakawa, which is a city on the Oedo line, also has that really cool vibe. You can get there by bicycle in about 10 minutes. Lots of history here as well, but one of the things that's not around this area are old buildings, because it was heavily bombed during World War II. Everything was wiped out, so what you're going to find are a lot of buildings from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even some in this millennium. Some of them might be the hotels, because that hotel boom has really been going. Here's a hotel across the street. This is the Ryogoku River Hotel. I'm not too inspired. But all down this hotel, you're going to be reminded of why this hotel, why this area is so unique. It's this here. The sumo. I once caught a fish this big. Yeah, I know, it's not that funny. But what is interesting, you can see the sumo culture all over, and that's a big part of Japan. That's a big part of Japan's identity as its national sport. Although I think it might be baseball, but that's a big hand. This one on this side's, oh my gosh, these guys are massive. I remember going to the sumo wrestling tournament in Ryogoku about 20 some years ago, and I got a chance to walk. It's kind of casual, at least it was back then. I haven't been in a long time, but you could walk down to where they were staging before they go into the arena. And I remember walking amongst the sumo wrestlers, and I was just dwarfed by them. They're just not just bigger, but they're just taller and massive. Their feet, their hands, their heads, everything. And I was like, because I was in an elevator, like this is like a lifetime ago, but you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger would often go to Columbus, Ohio, which is where my university was, Ohio State University. And I remember sharing an elevator with him. You didn't say anything, but I thought he was gonna be taller. He was taller than me and bigger than me, but I thought he was gonna be like a basketball player, but he was just really big. The sumo wrestlers dwarf Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's kind of impressive, isn't it? When you kind of think about things in that light, because I guess maybe in Hollywood movies, we all look pretty big. Stallone's not a very tall person, for example, but he's a massive person on the silver screen. Like, it's just an authentic area, isn't it? Here's the other side of Ryogoku Station. There's a taxi stand. It's got kind of a retro vibe to it. And above there, now we're starting to see some of the hotels, and this is a very interesting angle. Let me zoom in. There's this Tokyo Sky Tree just looming over it all, and then you have this brand new Appa Hotel, which has a ton of rooms. It's relatively well priced. It's in a lot of people's budgets, let's just say. And again, the location is pretty good. From there to here, it's about a 5-minute walk. You can get to the Oedo line is much closer. The Oedo line is the subway line that's sort of like the Yamanote line. It wraps around the city of Tokyo. Yeah, same with Tom Cruise, who I saw at Bondi Beach and at Darling Harbor. I was living in. I've brushed up with celebrities casually in a way through all of my travels, but I remember I was standing very close to Tom Cruise. The fact that he was filming, I think it was Mission Impossible 2. I've told this story before, but yeah, he was not very tall, but his smile was massive. He had one of the best smiles in person. It's like, and we were both much younger back then. How you doing? Here we go. Now we're talking. This is the sumo wrestling stadium, the venue, and of course they're going to line it up with sumo wrestlers and lots of, I don't know, you can really feel. どうした?
You speak English too?
Yeah.
Or Japanese is better?
Yeah, how can I help? I'm actually filming right now.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
What can I do for you?
Filming for the quiz show, 今夜をなぞとれ to Fuji TV.
Okay.
5 minutes interview, is it okay with you?
I'm actually live streaming with many people right now, so
okay.
Not a great time. And I actually do a lot of stuff for Japanese TV, so probably not good idea for me. Yeah, good luck. All right, so as you can see here, the Sobu line, that's what the Sobu line looks like. It's the yellow one that cuts through between Chiba, goes through all the way to Mitaka, I believe, down. Oh no, that's a Chuo line. Sometimes I get a little confused, but the Sobu line will connect up to go down to Zushi and take you to the beach. There's lots of uses for that train line in particular. That's very flattering for them to ask me. I don't want to be on a quiz show for Fuji TV. I just don't. I'm not. I guess it's an English language based show. Maybe I'll wrap around there, but I do stuff. It'd be a little odd. You can do it. Anyone here? Go ask them. They'll be happy to take you for Japanese TV. The other thing about Ryogoku, which is really unique, you just find these places on the side, some of it left over from old history. Now, it can't be too old because, again, a lot of this stuff was destroyed during World War II. This is a Ryogoku Skywater harvesting system. It's interesting. So I guess it takes from the air through the wood. This is just a guess, I'm not quite sure. And then brings in the water, and then it all filters down into here, into a tank, which you can pump out. I think that's pretty interesting. And the technology is, 14 years old, so very cool. Here's the line to get into the sumo wrestling stadium. That's a lot of people, but it's not too much. It makes Tokyo Disneyland. This is nothing. But that's kind of cool that you can get, I guess they're waiting in line for tickets. We can see the ticket prices here. Sold out. So the tickets for all dates are sold out. No tickets will be sold on the day. So you have to get the tickets for sumo wrestling in advance. And gotcha toy. I guess this line is not for tickets. It's to get some sort of toy. That's weird. I guess sometimes they give giveaways for fans, and that might be one of them. And here you can get tickets sold. They said there's no tickets for the day, and yet they're selling tickets for the day. That I don't understand. Do you? Does anybody? Here are the prices for the tickets right now. You can see it goes up to 20,000 yen, which with the exchange rates is not that bad. It's about, what, $140 with the exchange rates right now? And you're like way down there in the arena. Yeah, it says Arena S, 20,000, and then Arena. I think that the second floor is fine, but if you want to be down below, that 10,000 yen seat is just fine as well. Like, I haven't been in there for a very long time. All right, let's walk over here. Oh, this hotel chain. I don't know where they started, but my favorite one that they do, this is the Gate Hotel they have in Asakusa, right across from Kaminarimon. It is maybe one of the best locations in Asakusa to have a hotel. And the rooms are a little bit small, but it's very clean. The hotel was very well run. My parents stayed there for our wedding, so we stayed there for like 2 nights. And it's interesting that they have a location right here. Personality of a brick wall. Can you eat like a sumo for a day? No. Not for $5. No. Are you kidding me? I will answer your question. That's a lot of food. Oh, that's interesting. Here's the back entrance. This is the back entrance to the sumo. The north, actually this is the north entrance. And I guess the buses bring people from the stables into the stadium. So you can get a look at the sumo wrestlers coming in. We're gonna cross over to this park. I just want to show you this before we cut over to the river. I got a story that I'm going to be doing really soon on this. Do you see this? The Tokyo Giants, which are the New York Yankees of Japanese baseball. They're massive. They might be moving stadium, although that they won't admit it. Tokyo Dome is a little bit dated. They're considering to build a $6 billion stadium on the site of the old Tsukiji market. If they did that, they're probably going to get rid of that street food market, which is a tourist trap right now, or at least highly renovate that. So I'm not sure how that's going to all pan out. There's the back of the Appa Hotel here. Again, it's really close to the sumo venue, wouldn't you say? Let's look a little bit at some of these hotels here. Garkuran, thank you. You can see, just looking at this area, you can tell around the station there's a lot of hotels. The cheapest hotel is this Kogo Ryogoku, which looks like some sort of share house. It's an interesting option, I think, if you are staying here as a solo traveler. I actually went into Google Maps and I tried to look at some of these hotels here. So I'll play this on the right side and then talk a little bit about it as we walk around the city waiting for this red light. So I went into Google. I always look on Google Maps for accommodations, and you can see this one, that one up there, everything's like around 5,000 yen to 6,000 yen in that budget, like a hostel type of environment. And I'm gonna scroll back in a second and take a look and see what it looks like inside there. But there are reasons why you might want to stay here long term. One of them is that it's just kind of chill. You don't There's not a lot of distractions, so if you do want to get work done, you're close enough to places like Shibuya and Shinjuku, but you also can always come back here to what is a quiet neighborhood. This is what that hostel, the Kogo, looks like. It looks pretty clean. Again, it's share stuff, so the kitchens might get nasty on certain days depending on who's actually there. That's been my experience with shared places, but it's like $30 a night. And then this is Little Japan, which is another, I guess, like a youth hostel place, almost capsules, which is fine. That's your sleeping quarters. And then you have share spaces with everybody. That's also about $30, $35 a night for this area in central Tokyo. You might be able to find better, but again, there are advantages to this neighborhood. Now, I went in here and I decided to search by relevance or price. Now, actually, I think I went back in here and I looked at the prices. I wanted to go between something a little bit above that. So I figured like around 8,000 yen, 7,000 yen, and I figured 25,000 yen seems to be a pretty average budget for hotels. And the Appa Hotel came out first, and you can see it's got a really nice view if you're on the higher floors. That's that hotel right there. You're looking down on the sumo wrestling place. Then there's that gate that we just passed by. That's where I am right now, and it's got a more chill, open space vibe. I always thought Appa Hotel was too crammed in there. This one looks a little bit more spacious, and I think you got the more space here on the Sumida River in Ryogoku than you do in other places in the city. Still really nice views. It looks a little bit more modern and cleaner than the Appa Hotel. You're probably getting your money's worth there. And then there's other places like this Hamacho Hotel, which I think is across the river. It's really close to here, but this looks like a really nice apartment. I would like to stay here for a night just to try it. It looks like a totally different experience to hotels that I've ever seen, this Hamacho Hotel. And there's a Ryogoku View Hotel that looks a little bit older. And then there's the Pearl, which has been around for a long time. And then the hotels move across the river to Kuramai, and that's the budget place. Let's go up here and see what we can see. The Sobu Line crossing. So this is the Gate Hotel, or at least we're under the gate. Kind of. Oh, this is great. I like this. There's a tourist information center, or at least it says information. And you can see this is all done by the hotel. This is very nice. Here's the Sumida River. Could we have timed this any better? Spaceboat. Michael, spaceboat. It is a beautiful day, 1 p.m. in there, so might be time for an afternoon snack. I think that restaurant's looking really good for a post stream lunch. Kanai and Leo are with Grandpa today. I'm getting some work done, taking a break today, at least right now. That's a really nice looking chill cafe overlooking the river. It's covered with the highway above, so you have a little bit less sunlight, which is probably a good thing on the hot days. And this looks like a place where the bus with some riverboats might stop here, in particular during the holidays, or the Yatai Bune, which are these boats where you can eat on that cruise up and down the river and into Tokyo Bay. Might stop here for hotel guests, so you can book a riverboat cruise from the hotel, I'm guessing, because that would make a lot of sense. Boy, it's pretty full today. It's Golden Week, so it would be. Another reason why I'm taking it easy in a chill town like Ryogoku instead of going downtown to Shibuya. That restaurant does look good. Thank you, Michael. They did a pretty good job with this one. And if you're going over the highway, which I think that they do, you're gonna have some nice views of the river and Mount Fuji from that side up there. I'm guessing on a day like today, you're just gonna get Mount Fuji. It might be too bright for it. They also show you that's interesting, the power. Because it's a new hotel, they kind of have new things that people care about. This is the amount of kilowatt hours they're using or something like this. I don't know. They found ways to make it more affordable. The Gate Hotel on this side. There's a water bus, yeah, waiting area. It's called Cruise in the Cafe, and a parking area. Very nice. Oh, okay, here's the information. Oh, it's a night cruise, and it's sold out because it is Golden Week. The night cruise boat looks like this, and you get a chance to go around the harbor, the bay. Sorry, it's Tokyo Bay and the river on this boat. How long does the cruise go for? The water bus does stop here. What is it, twice a day? 3 times a day, maybe? At 2 p.m. there's 2. Maybe more often than that, I'm not sure. I usually get on in Asakusa, but what is undeniable is they are maybe the closest. They're right across the street from the sumo arena. What? The prices for the Gate Hotel are usually between 15 to 22,000 yen, which is right in the sweet spot. That's what you're going to pay in Tokyo, unless you're going to stay at the Appa Hotel. But you get what you pay for. So if you're coming here and you want a little romance, you better splurge just a little bit after that several $1,000 plane ticket and maybe stay in a place like the Gate Hotel. But honestly, you can't go wrong with Appa Hotel either. It's just the kind of experience, and finding that price point that makes you feel comfortable. And are you traveling or are you on vacation? Those are 2 totally different things. Travelers don't typically need to have really nice hotels. They just need a place to crash because they're going to be outside of the hotel most of the time. And then vacationers are on vacation. They want maybe nice hotels because they want to relax. They want to chill out. Oh, look at this, right across the street. This is a different complex, but they have Wagyu steak right there. The lunch menu is pretty reasonable. Steak teishoku, which is a platter with miso soup and rice. You get everything, 170 grams of Wagyu, but it's domestic beef, but they don't say the location. Maybe if you ask them, between 11 and 3 p.m., 2,500 yen, which is about, with the exchange rate, what is that, $17? That's pretty good for that amount of beef. I would say that this looks like a pretty good deal. I would say that. Again, look at the open sky, which you don't get in Shibuya or Shinjuku like this. You just get, with the river nearby, it's a much different vibe, isn't it? All right, we're gonna walk down straight, and I wanna take you down the other side of the tracks. We started the live stream there. We didn't have a great signal, so I might end up uploading this later on. How you doing?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Oh, are you? Yeah, you caught me. Well, now you can watch you.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you right by our hotel.
Hold on a second. I think I have some You Found Me cards.
Yeah, because we're staying here in the hotel right here, so we're like, just go say hi to him.
How's the hotel? Appa?
I mean, yeah, it's all right.
It's Appa.
Small. I can't complain. We're not even in there most of the day anyways.
Exactly. So you're traveling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little week off vacation, so.
Okay.
Him. He didn't have to go to school for a week, so you must be happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, here you go.
Thank you. Look, we found him.
You caught me.
We found him.
Oh,
That's so cool.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from California.
All right.
Well, we're here now.
Yeah. Welcome to Japan. How long did you stay for?
Just a week.
Oh, just a week? Tokyo only?
Yeah, Tokyo. Because I took a lot of people's advice saying everyone's leaving. Because I didn't pay attention when I booked it. Didn't realize it was Golden Week. So I was like, oh, great.
Golden Week.
It didn't bother me much. But I was like, yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Go when you can go. That's the best advice.
That's what I did. I just find a spot on the calendar. I'm like, all right, we're going that day. We'll figure it out from there.
Right. What's been the best thing on the trip?
I mean, we just like trains, honestly.
Yeah.
Navigating the stations. It's not that hard once you get Google Maps down.
So you've been here before?
Yeah, this is my second time.
Oh, right. Okay.
First time was a little rough. Second time was good. Sushi's good.
Yeah.
Frozen fish. So it's so much better than California standards. Oh gosh.
Have you been down to Tsukiji Market yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Oh, yeah. The best sushi, I think, cost performance is Sushi Zanmai. Go to their Honten, which is their main shop. Okay. You're gonna get the best stuff that they have. It's really good.
But we went to one in Shibuya. It's like by the Shibuya crossing, like on the 7th floor. It's like a conveyor one. I mean, I don't know.
It's.
It was good for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You want to take a little step up and not have to pay for it. I think Sushi Zanmai is at mid-range. You can definitely tell because the chefs are making it right there in front of you. It's not the frozen stuff. I think it's pretty fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take that
Well, if you're
first.
interested, yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
You know your
yeah,
stuff. I don't.
yeah, yeah.
I don't. I get
Yeah,
frozen
it's my
States.
backyard. I live over there, so I kind of know where the good stuff is. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for coming to
No
find me.
problem.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. That's cool. We got a couple from California visiting here, and they got a chance to experience Tokyo for the second time. That's cool. Obviously Shibuya's the intersection at Shibuya Hachiko Scramble, not going to be the best place for sushi. It's not going to be bad. I don't think there's any place in Japan that's really bad, but I think that Tsukiji Market might be like the next level. And the sushi dai, which I don't recommend, I think it's the line of tourists that are there kind of tells a story. But Sushi Zanmai is a place that it's much cheaper. It's a place that locals go to. If I used to work with a company called ADK, which was one of the big advertising agencies. They had their headquarters right across the street from Tsukiji Market in Higashi Ginza, and I would go in there. I was teaching them English. I would go in there and they would take me out to dinner, and we would go there to Sushi Zanmai Honten. And they told me this: don't go, there's a bunch of sushi zanmais in the area. Only go to the Honten, because that's where the best of their chefs go there. And that's where the sushi, and they could taste the difference of the quality of the sushi there. So they would always take me to the Honten, which is the main shop, and of course, typically a little bit more crowded than the other ones. Kura Sushi, no, that's not even, look, Sushi Zanmai is way better than Kura Sushi, which is a 100 yen shop, 100 yen sushi place. It's budget sushi. And that's all, you know, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not telling you it's bad. I'm saying it's just a step up, and you can tell the difference. But in this area, you're going to find a lot of local businesses, and it's another reason why I like it. On the other side of the station, you know, I don't know, maybe we will see it. But Peter's friend and somebody that I've met a few times, Richard, owns a place called Mai Chai. He's a local resident and started that business here in Ryogoku. At least I think he moved it here. But you can get a cup of chai at Mai Chai. Tell them that Peter and John told you that you stopped in, and maybe you'll get a smile. I don't think you'll get a discount, but no, I mean, it's not that expensive. So McDonald's has something interesting. Maple butter hot cake pie. Nani kore? Maple butter hot cake pie? What? Coffee jelly parfait and cream soda, which I've seen that before. But that maple butter hot cake pie sounds pretty bizarre, doesn't it? It's interesting. You never know what you're gonna find. And it looks like Conan the detective has his own burger here. It's a chicken burger. It's funny to see McDonald's and Conan. Usually he's with other chains. Interesting. We started the live stream down here. This is typically, if you want to get the Oedo line, you'll walk down in this direction for about 3-4 minutes. You know, there's some restaurants underneath the rails, underneath the tracks here, which are noteworthy. Oh, here's a Chanko Nabe place. Chanko Nabe is the food of the sumo wrestlers. It is very healthy, full of calories, protein, and carbs, and it will power you up. There's a place that Kanai's family took me when my mother came to visit in like 2015. I don't know if maybe it was this one. I can't remember. How much is the set here? Oh, okay, the Chanko Nabe set 3,500 per person. So that's about $23 at the exchange rate. You can get a bunch of stuff a la carte. You can get some sashimi as well. Some satsuma, which is from Kagoshima, Satsuma region. Satsuma age. Interesting. They took us to a restaurant. I don't know if it was this one, but it was a sumo wrestling restaurant with a sumo pit, and we could take pictures pretending to sumo wrestle each other. That was kind of fun. There's the Ryogoku View Hotel. Looks a little dated with those old railings up there, but you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And that might be a good thing if you're looking for a better price. Those hotels from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s are priced much better. Some of them have been renovated. They usually renovate like every 15, 20 years as well. The Imperial Hotel, which is one of the world famous hotels. That's where, that's a couple of stations from here. That's near Hibiya Park. That's where the Queen of England, when she was here in Japan, she stayed there. When Joe DiMaggio went on honeymoon, he came to Japan with Marilyn Monroe back in the 1950s, I believe it was. And there are pictures of Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio inside of the Imperial Hotel. I think there's 2 or 3 pictures on the wall in a little museum right at the entrance. It's pretty cool history to see that. Of course, that marriage did not last, but you got a chance to. You can feel a little bit of it inside of there, but you better go there now because they're actually closing down for about 5 years to renovate the hotel. The Imperial Hotel will be closed down, and it needs to be modernized because it does feel like the 1970s in the lobby, which again is not a bad thing. It's just a little bit dated, and you can't charge the same kind of prices for the newer, more modern hotels. Of course, they added USB chargers and things like this inside of there, but it does feel a little bit retro. And that's not great for a 5-star or like 6-star hotel. So this needs to be coming in. I'm sure they're going to find a way to add more rooms. Interesting, very stylish restaurants as well, you'll find. Ryogoku does not get the same kind of attention that Shibuya, Shinjuku, Akihabara, those places get. I don't know why. Again, yeah, I think I started off saying that this is outside of the Yamanote line, so perhaps that's the reason why. But it's a livable place. You can see the Japanese flag for Constitution Day, one of the few holidays of Golden Week, Obon. Today's Greenery Day. Yesterday was Constitution Memorial Day, and then tomorrow is Children's Day, or Leo's Day. So he gets to, typically I think it's at 5 years old. Can't remember, Kanai knows that stuff. But tomorrow is Leo's Day. It's very quiet alleys, huh? Let's walk down to the end of the intersection here. There's one shop that I want to show you before I loop back and get back home for the rest of the day. You have the banners up here of sumo wrestlers as well. It's cool. You get to see them too. A lot of them will get off the train here. They walk around the town. In particular, in the early evenings, either the mornings or the early evenings, like between 4:30, 5 o'clock, and 7, when the stables let off and they're done with their training. That's usually when you'll get a better chance to see a sumo wrestler. And it is pretty cool. They walk around in yukata, Japanese cotton robes, usually sweating because they are working pretty hard just walking. It's kind of funny to say. There's the Ryogoku Bridge, I believe, is right there. And that's the river. And we're gonna walk this way. I think we can catch this. I used to live in Shinozaki and would ride my bicycle about 40 minutes in this direction to get home along the Edogawa River. So I would go through Ryogoku quite a bit, and I would go past this ramen place, which looks and smells really good. It's a Hakata ramen, tonkotsu, very thick pork bone broth ramen. The art on it is really colorful. And it looks pretty cool inside. I'm not gonna pop my head in there, but you see the noren. It says Hakata ramen. So it's like the stands in Fukuoka. It'll fill you up, but the tonkotsu ramen, I don't like the smell of it. It's quite strong, the pork bone broth. So it's not hot. I prefer a kara miso, which is a spicy miso ramen, to that, but everybody's different. Tonkotsu is heavy. You definitely feel like you're getting your money's worth as it sits in your gut, filling you up for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna be walking about 200 meters in this direction, so you can maybe, if you're watching in playback, just tap forward. It is a beautiful day. We've had yesterday, today, and tomorrow looks like it's gonna be really nice. I went to Mount Fuji, and did you guys see that live stream? I went there and I found myself on Japanese TV. Look at this. So there's me with my tripod filming for the main channel, one of the opening scenes. And in the background, you can see all of the tourists, 100% foreign tourists scrambling around the parking lot trying to get pictures of Mount Fuji, which is over my head, which is not in the picture. I thought that was funny. I saw myself on TV like, there I am, because I saw that the newscaster was standing next to me the whole time and they asked me for an interview and I declined. It's like, I got nothing to say. Could have plugged, maybe I should have. I could have plugged the channel or something. I don't know, but when Japanese TV stops me, I usually will say, okay. And I'm in there being on the tourist. In my defense, I'm on the side behind a orange cone, or very close to it, so I'm not gonna get hit by a car. But I was very much dismayed by what I saw there. If you haven't seen that episode, it got worse when Mount Fuji came out. It was insanely bad. I'm trying, let me see if I have. I don't know, did I? I could talk a little bit about it here. So they have, while we're walking, just to reiterate, they have, they're gonna put up a 20-meter tarp. The biggest problem is they're not trying to block it to stop people from taking pictures of Mount Fuji. They wanna stop people from crossing the street. And the only way to do it is to block what they want, which is to take pictures. So the reason why they're doing it isn't exactly the reason why it's reporting. They don't care if you take pictures of Mount Fuji, and to be honest, the picture of Mount Fuji from there, I think it's a little cliche now. It's not really that great. You can take pictures better of Mount Fuji from the station, which is a couple of 100 meters away. But they've had too many near misses, and somebody got hit by a car last week, or now, I think it's 2 weeks ago now. I don't know if she's out of the hospital yet, but they care about that. And nothing's gonna be worse for the reputation than tourists dying, all right? Because they could have done something about it, so they're doing something about it. And even as they do the construction of it, the behavior of the tourists there, once Mount Fuji came out, holy mackerel. I was shocked. It was really, in the live stream, it was really tame. Most tourists were pretty good. Then once Mount Fuji came out, it's like, then you could see the carrot, you could see the sugar, you can see the alcohol. People were like, I gotta get that shot. Even though there's a guy blowing the whistle, don't cross the street. Don't go where the construction is. They just did it anyways. It was awful to see. It broke my heart. I was crying inside. I wanted to go in there and take the guy's whistle and be more assertive and to help him out. Oh, it's a yakitori yatai, very cool. That's pretty cheap, 130 yen for one? That's really, it's pretty good. Yeah, I was really upset. And then what really broke my heart, more beyond just the, are we getting close to the place I want to show you? What really broke my heart is when the Lawson staff had to come out. And this is when I could see the bad behavior and I could start to understand it. Tourists were standing on top of the sign to try to get elevation to see Mount Fuji over the Lawsons. And the staff had to come out every 15 minutes to tell people to get down, like monkeys. And I was just so embarrassed. They're putting their bags down, suitcases down, right in the middle of the parking lot. People can't get out, people can't get in. Everybody says it's good for business. None of those tourists were well, very, very few of those tourists were going in to buy anything. It was the locals. They're losing money because the locals who want to buy stuff inside of that Lawson's can't do that because they want to avoid the whole circus there. So everybody who's saying this is good for Lawson's, I did totally disagree after seeing it. But after they blocked this, I think it's about 400 meters down the road, you could just go to another Lawson's that has the same sort of view. So I'm not sure why everybody's crying. In fact, Japanese TV already reported that there's an uptick in tourists going to the other Lawson's now. So the problem is just get transferred to another place. However, with that said, the whole goal was to protect people from getting hit by cars and creating stress for locals who are voters and are putting political pressure on the municipality, which they should, and changes were made. Whether they're successful or not, I'm not sure, but everybody who says that people are gonna go stand on the street better realize that about 300 meters away, there's another Lawson's where you can take an even better picture of Lawson's there. So yeah, I think it's all, go there, or don't go there. Slap yourself and stop trying to imitate what other influencers are doing, because you didn't come here to take a picture of a convenience store and a Mount Fuji, which you could just Photoshop for, nothing. All right, the last place I wanted to show you after I'm done with that triad. Yeah, get him, John. Thank you. The shop on the right is a shop that's been around, I think it's since the 1930s. It's family run. And I'd like you all to go in there and just maybe buy something, because I want to make sure that they stay in business, and I know that they got hit during the pandemic. I talked with the owner about 5 years ago. Probably will do an episode there. Super nice people. It's called Ryogoku. Ryogoku. And they sell clothing for sumo wrestlers. It's sumo fashion, baby. It's nothing special. Most of the sumo wrestlers probably get their stuff on Amazon now. That's something I want to ask them, actually. But Ryogoku has been around for a very long time. It's a family-run business, and they have things in super size. So if you're looking for big and tall, the hell with that. Come for sumo size. And get your Ryogoku on. Owner really friendly. At least he was 5 years ago. I have his business card. I'm looking forward to working with him in the future. One of the local businesses here in Ryogoku that I hope never stops. This is new. Wow, there's a lot. The whole intersection is new since 5 years ago. Wow. Ryogoku is the only one that's surviving. Let's keep it that way. You can go get a extra large t-shirt for your loved one as a gag. Or get some extra large underwear, which I think is kind of cool. All right, that's Ryogoku, everybody. This street goes up all the way to the Appa Hotel. You can see on the side there. So I think you get a pretty good vibe of the neighborhood. You can keep going straight. There's the part where the memorial for the war bombings of March 10th are. They say there's about 125,000 people that are there, as well as the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923, the memorial for that, which includes, a lot of people that lost their lives in that particular natural disaster are there. And I go there once or twice a year. Pay my respects to the Tokyoites of the past. There's a Ryogoku station for the Oedo line, which is the circle line around Tokyo, which makes this place pretty convenient to be on that line. It'll take you to Shinjuku. It'll take you to Tokyo Dome. The other way, it'll take you to Roppongi, to Yoyogi. So you're pretty much into the network of Tokyo by being on the Oedo line. Juan writes in here, normal sizes in the US. Yeah, it could very well be. It could very well be, Juan. I'm extra large in Japan for shirts because my shoulders are wide. It's still a little bit too much, what's the word, girth? Is that the right word? But I need to get extra large shirts because the sleeves and the shoulders, but it doesn't have it for the, they don't have tall sizes in Japan. Go figure. But in the United States, I'm a medium, and that's still a little bit too big for me. It's like, how did this happen? The size has definitely changed, because when I left in 1998, and in particular during my college years in 1993, 1994, I used to get extra large shirts. They were a little bit baggier, but my dad wears them now. but that's a far cry from medium. And those extra large shirts definitely fit like, from back then, fit like the medium-sized shirts of today. It's weird. That was loud. See that Banksy has been here. What do you think? Is that Banksy's work? I don't think so, but it's kind of cool. Let's see the urban art. It really is. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was really informational. The Oedo line, again, it looks like this downstairs. It's pretty spacious. This is a place where you're going to get more space. It's a lot more relaxed than Shibuya. There's less people in the station here, so if it's your first time to Japan, this is kind of a cool place to stay. You don't feel so overwhelmed in Ryogoku. Here's the map of Tokyo. You can see that red spot on the right side, upper right. That's where I am right now. It's on the Sobu line, which cuts across Tokyo and goes down towards next stop Akihabara, Asukusabashi and Akihabara. And the Sobu line will take you to Shinjuku as well. That's kind of cool. Or you could change at Akihabara and get on the Yamanote line. So it's very well connected with local transportation. And it's a nice place to stay. The Oedo line, that red one that's going around the city. There you go. Step back. All right, everybody, have a great day. Have a great night. I'll be back again tomorrow, take you around. Oh, just a note for Patreon supporters. I actually finished the studio inside of my apartment, so now I've got a green screen with 4 or 5 lights. I'm gonna upload a video introducing it onto Patreon today, and then eventually you're gonna see me doing a little bit more podcasting on this channel, which now I can, even on a rainy day, I can still bring some content and talk about issues in front of a green screen, more different time than in the daytime, which is good for those that are in London and other time zones. As well as that number that Peso and I have not been promoting. Sorry about that. Is that the sumo wrestler over there? The sumo stadium restaurant over there? Can't remember. I've got a Texas phone number that you can call and leave a message, and I'll introduce that to everybody probably later on in May. We're still kind of experimenting with it. At least I am. There's one last thing. There's always one last thing. That's the Oedo Museum. Sorry, the Edo Museum. Look at the scaffolding on it. That's gonna be 2025. That's not even close to done. There used to be the massive steps that led into it. You remember this? Yeah, that's gonna be another year before that even finishes. But I bet you it's gonna be really good. All right, everybody, have a nice day. See ya. Mata ne.